Hey Bollyfeed. Just to answer your questions very easily on the thought I'd just record them as audios, make my life a lot easier. Okay, first question, tell us about yourself. Well, what can I say? My name is Surj. I'm the remaining member of RDB since Kuli's demise in 2012 and Manj deciding to leave RDB and start his own solo career. It kind of left me with the responsibility of continuing Kuli's legacy on and keeping up the name and continuing on making music as RDB. And obviously, as well as myself and my team, there's a whole heap of other artists and producers on 3 Records Camp label that I own, and we are still in the music industry and still releasing songs. So that's a bit about myself. Personally, I like to enjoy generally family time whenever I have a chance to, and also people don't know I'm actually a certified helicopter pilot as well. Just throwing it out there, whether it's relevant or not, it's up to you. Okay, second question, who were the first influences in your music and style? Ooh, gosh, to answer that one probably simply, the first couple of influences, or the first kind of tapes, yes, not CDs, but tapes we purchased was Michael Jackson. That was one, the Bad album, and ever since then we were massively Michael Jackson fans, and I was crazy about Michael Jackson. In fact, so much so I used to go to school to the fancy dress events as Michael Jackson. And other than that, all the UK classic bands that started up when a lot of the musical artists emigrated from India to the UK. There was bands like Hira, Alap, Premi, DCS, just to name a few. We used to listen to a lot of remix stuff as well, because after the bands came, people like Punjabi MC and Bali Sagoo that used to remix a lot of Bhangra music, as well as have that traditional Punjabi feel to it as well. That was where our influences kind of came from, and also our father. Our father's very religious man, and we used to accompany with him on stage at the local gurdwara and perform kirtan with him. So that was nice. That was a lot big influence from there. Okay, once Manj said Surj hasn't composed or sung any new songs. He's using all RDB songs, which are compositions. What makes him say this? I'm not sure. I'm not sure why he says things that he says. Obviously, we unfortunately left on bad terms, and Manj decided to, even though he's wanted to portray his own solo career, he's ever since he left, he's trying to put a stop to RDB and to myself. So I think there's going to be a lot of negativity that he's going to throw out, and there's a lot of negativity that he throws in against me and more directly to my family, to mom, dad, and the rest of my family. So it's kind of sad in a way. However, in terms of making music, and to answer the question, we make new compositions. I make new compositions. I make new songs. I have a studio here in the UK that we've made from day one, and I compose my music myself. I have other lyricists. I don't write as such, but I have other lyricists that writes the music, writes the lyrics for me. Dad is a big participator in our music. He's wrote songs like Sing is King, Aja Mahi, Allu Chahato Mangalam, some of the best numbers. And he's also accompanying me and helping me write music and make new songs. So it's a lot of the new stuff, as well as we have a bank of very, very a large selection of old music as well. So depending on the situation, we'll make something new, we'll take something old and revamp it, or we'll just get something old and just throw it out there. It depends on the situation, depends on the project, and it depends on what we need to do. Our latest release, Sadaji, was a brand new composition, whereas Mari Gali, the Tannuweds Manu 2 track that we featured, was a revamp of an old classic. So we make a lot of new stuff as well as old stuff. Okay, continuing on from question 4. Recently your song in Sadaji was quite good, which proved Manj wrong. What do you want to say about this? Well, I'm not here to prove anything in any particular way. The only thing I need to really prove is not really prove, but just kind of make music and for the people to like and the people to enjoy. So Daji was a track that I wanted to create as a brand new and a whole new composition, new lyrics, new style, and talk about a little bit more about myself, as well as the Sardars of the world. We're not talking about particular Sikhs or anything like that. We're just talking about generally the Sardar culture and the Sikh culture, where it comes from, the history behind it, and what it means to an individual to be a Sardar. I'm a Sardar. I'm a UK-based Sardar, even though my ancestors are from India. So that's me, and the song was something that I wanted to put together just to represent who I am as a person. As a full Sardar I am. So that was that. So I wasn't out to prove anything. I was just there to make a good song about Sardars across the world. Number 5. Is there any chances that Manj and Surj will take RDB forward together? At the moment, I would unfortunately say very unlikely. RDB is, still with, with the blessings of. I mean, even though RDB is, all three of us, myself, Kuli, and Manj. At the moment, RDB, the name and the style, I'm trying to portray as much as the best I can. Unfortunately, there's only one of me, whereas RDB, it is and always was a 3-team effort. And ever since Kuli passed, RDB were left for me and Manj, and it can never be the same. And now it's left with just myself. It's it's definitely not going to be the same, but I'm going to try to keep it up as much as possible. And I mean that's my thing. So to have Manj back, yeah, it would be great. It'll just strengthen the RDB sound again. However, I think he's whatever his reasons are, it's going to be difficult to do that at this stage. Any young Desi rapper you listen to? I'll be honest, no, not as yet. I don't mind the rapping, Punjabi rapping, English rapping in songs. However, it's become a bit too much of a trend now, and even though it's great to have a lyrical attitude and presence in songs, I think some of the rappers across the industry are being very negative in music, and I don't think music requires negativity. It just it's sad when people do that. But rapping is great. I embrace it. But there's no one that I'm currently listening to at the moment. According to you, what is the perfect definition of music? Wow, that's a good question. There is no perfect definition of music. There is never going to be a perfect definition of music. For the general public, for everybody. However, there is a perfection in definition of music for an individual. When somebody listens to music, if they're a typical stereotyped listener, they will listen to one or two different genres and appreciate that. And if they listen to any other different genres, they're not going to like it. And the way I see it is, I listen to all sorts of music. I grew up listening to a lot of English songs, and what I meant by English songs, I used to listen to a lot of indie music, a lot of rock music. I used to listen to heavy metal as well, rap music, Bhangra music. I listen to ghazals, I listen to Sufi music, I listen to Hindi Bollywood numbers, and as well as crazy crazy Spanish guitars music as well. I love that stuff as well, and all these different styles and genres. I listen to everything, so I'm a bit I can't really answer that question fully, because I do listen to pretty much anything and everything. However, when we make music, it has to cater for a certain audience, and that is where perfection comes about. So if I'm making a song that is aimed for a Bollywood film, and that Bollywood film requires something a bit more on the house, a bit more clubby, a bit more craziness for the dance floors, then I will make a unique number for that, and that's what works for that particular situation. So that's a perfect definition of music for that situation, whereas something else would be something else. Number 8. Is there an artist you want to work with that you have not yet the opportunity to work with? Many different artists. I'll be honest with you. There's so many good ones out there. I'd love to try to work with everybody and anyone. At the moment, what I would love to do is work on and collaborate with bigger Bollywood stars. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of these actors and actresses they're already artistic in terms of acting and things, but they also have the ability to. There's a creative flair in them. They're musically talented as well, whether they can sing, play guitar, or play drums, whatever the case is. And I love that about these actors. They're not just great in front of the picture, but they're musically talented as well. So I'd love to work with as many people out there. Like Priyanka's a great vocalist, and Saif Ali Khan's a great guitarist. You want to do something crazy with him, something like that would be something absolutely amazing. But as well as them, obviously our Punjabi artists, want to work with these guys as much as can, and a lot of international artists as well. I've got a couple of potential ones that we're working with at the moment. Can't say too much, but we are in talks with some 2-3 big international artists that we're finishing off as well. Okay, number 9. What's your all-time favorite Hindi song? It's a tough one. All-time favorite Hindi song. There's so many good ones out there. At the moment, I just don't know. I think I really don't know. I think the only one that kind of really sticks out. I mean, the film Queen. There's a really good song in there, London Tamakada, I think it was. I won't say that's an all-time favorite song, but that's a really, really kick-ass song. Alu Chaat is one of my always personal favourites. Well, it would be. It's one of ours. But other than that, I'm not sure. It's difficult to decide because there's so many good ones. Teri Aur from Singer's King by Rahat Fateh Ali Khan. That's an amazing song. I love that one too. Okay, number 10. How was the experience of making the song Bollywood with Thunderbirds 100%? Great experience. It was super. As when we sat with Anandaji and they told us, the situation and what they wanted to do, and they wanted a revamp of Sadi Gali. At first, we were just a bit apprehensive because simply, to make a hit, another hit is make a hit out of a hit is going to be very difficult. But they explained the situation. It's the family of the wedding situation is from Gujarat, and they wanted a Gujarati feel to it as well. So we added the dandiya style of dole in there, as well as we got my guy MS Jahan to sing more Punjabi parts on it and Hindi parts, and then we got Dilbag Singh to jump on it to do the Gujarati parts. So it worked out nicely, and at the end I'm happy to say it was a great success, and the video turned out nice, and obviously the movie was absolutely amazing. Really enjoyed it and watched it myself at the premiere, so it was a great fun project to be part of. Number 11. Song based on your current situation. I don't quite understand that. Song based on your current situation. Like, can I name a song based on my current situation? What's my current situation? I'm not sure how to answer that one. Tell us about your upcoming projects. Many upcoming projects. We got 2 independent collaborations that we're working on at the moment. Obviously, Sardarji was was something that we wanted to work on for a long time. That I wanted to work on for a long time. The next one's going to be a couple of party numbers, a very crazy dancing style number. Mainly kind of for the wedding circuits and things, people that want to party and stuff. And the second one's a club number that's going to be crazy. There are independent songs that we're releasing, as well as other artists on our label. And then we've got like 7 to 8 different Bollywood projects that we've just signed and sealed at the moment. We're just kind of finishing off the paperwork. But one of them's going to be a great project. We're working with SRK directly. That's going to be a crazy project to work with. We've got some really good A-list projects. We've got a couple of B-list projects as well, but some of the songs that we're making in the studios right now, rest assured, people are going to be wowed. It's going to bring back the RDB flavour to what we always known for.